Hi everyone, Dee from Homestead Rewind. I wanted to catch you up on how my camper garden's going. Come along with me. First, I want to start by saying that the pine shaving experiment is going really well. This is my tomato plant that I started from seed. Doesn't seem like the pine shavings have bothered it, not at all. And just for comparison's purposes, let me pull this off. So I put my pine shaving mulch in one of my bush tomatoes that I bought. And you can see they're not growing as fast as my tomato that I started from seed. So the pine shavings, initially I put it in both pots and I thought, let's do an experiment and let's see if there is a big difference in the way the tomatoes are growing because I used the pine shavings. And literally you can see the difference. The ones I didn't use the pine shavings on are just kind of sitting there. The ones I did use the pine shavings on are actually starting to grow. The leaves are yellow on the bottom, but the new growth is coming out real green and pretty. We'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. My nasturtiums are blooming. I did taste them, and they have a real peppery flavor. The leaves are pretty good in salad. Just gives you a twist to your salad. And all of my homesteading friends say that they are very, very good for you, very nutritious. You can see my squash plant is growing. I keep an eye to make sure that there are no eggs forming on that from the squash beetles. And then I have a tomato back in there. It's trying to keep up with the squash, but I'm afraid the squash might overtake it. So my cilantro is finally bolted. I got this cilantro from Baker's Creek several years ago, and really it's done well. I harvested some. I harvested all of it except for this one plant right here so that I could get seeds from it. And you'll notice I did pull my peas back behind there. Finally, they were starting to turn yellow. I'd ate a lot of peas off of that little area. And I planted purple bush beans back there. So we'll see if they pop up and see if I can get some. Also, I did plant another succession planting for my cilantro, so I should be having some cilantro pop up. I'm just trying to stagger it because we love cilantro. These are petunias. Guys, I did not plant petunias. So apparently they seeded themselves from soil that I had last year. I did have petunias last year. So that's kind of exciting. This garden decided it wanted to be pretty. Now you can see that my cauliflower is growing. It's still alive. It looks healthy, but no cauliflower heads. I can eat those leaves though. I'll probably cook them up in a stir fry when it looks like that they're going to start wilting and dying back from the heat. Look at that sage and basil grow in the dog food bag. Does really well there. Here are my potatoes in my container. They really don't seem like they've grown a lot. I'm gonna have to go back to the other video, or my last video on them, and see if they've actually grown. Still don't have no blooms. And you can see that my pretty nasturtium is still growing in there too. Also, I don't know if you can see down there, if you can see that. That is dill that I sprinkled in there, and it is coming up. So I want to talk about my container. Remember, I had the garbanzo beans. One of them is still going, still trying to bloom. The other one just all of a sudden just turned brown and died on me, so I pulled it up. And I also pulled the cilantro that was back in there. But look at that tomato. I did not plant that tomato in there. That is a volunteer tomato, probably a cherry tomato from my garden last year. I did grow tomatoes in that pot, but it by far is doing better than any tomato that I have planted, either from seed or bought from farmer's market. Doing way better. My lemon trees are growing. They're growing pretty fast. Didn't expect that. Okay, this is my comfrey plant. It was a very strong, very healthy plant, growing like crazy, and then something decided to eat it. I don't know if it was a bug or a squirrel or my dog. My dog eats some pretty strange things. Rosie is a vegetarian. So I took and put some Vicks Vapo Rub all the way around. Actually, it wasn't Vicks, it was from the Dollar Tree, their Vapor Rub all the way around. And that seems to have made whatever was bothering my plant go away. But I wanted to talk about these two plants. You can see they're very, very healthy. I bought these at the farmer's market in Buffalo. And these people that are from Willow Bottom Farms are there every Tuesday. Any of you that live in Buffalo, Missouri, you need to go check out their farmer's market and check out Willow Bottom Farms booth, because they have the most healthy plants that I have ever purchased from somebody in my life, ever. And they take great care of making sure that it's packaged good for you to go home with. I will be returning every Tuesday I get a chance. I don't know if y'all remember my ferns. It was one giant fern, and I literally took a little saw, a hand saw that I bought from Dollar Tree, and cut it into two and put it in pots. And for a while they looked a little bit shocked, but I moved them over here into this shady area, and they absolutely love it. They're going crazy. They're so pretty. This pot here is a pot that I actually rescued from the dumpster. Well, really my father-in-law did. He brought it to me and said, hey, you want this hanging basket last fall? And I said, sure. I'll plant something in it. Well, I put it out and was going to pot it up with some other things. And I don't know what these are. If any of you guys know what they are, maybe a vinca of some kind, I don't know. Let me know. But they are actually doing very well. And this was one of the flowers that was in this pot last fall when he brought it to me. And I literally just laid it out here by the camper, and I covered it up with leaves, and mostly to keep the squirrels out of it. But the leaves probably help protect the roots of that plant, and it's doing great here, so we're just gonna leave it here and let it go. This is a Nantahala, I guess I'm saying that right, a Nantahala raspberry that I'm gonna take down to the farm. I also bought this raspberry plant from Willowbrook, and you can see it's very healthy. It's in a big pot, so it gives me a little bit of time to get back to the farm and transplant it. So my pansies are getting leggy, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do with them. I wonder if I can just clip them back now that they're just kind of sprouting around everywhere. Any of you know anything about pansies? Let me know if I can do that. I may go ahead and just try it anyway. My stevia is doing really well. And you can see this is the afternoon sun. It's a very filtered sun. In the morning, the sun comes up and shines very brightly on these plants, but right about noon or so, it turns into this shade. And then again in the evening, it'll get a little bit of direct sunlight. But everybody loves it here. They're growing, doing well. I'm very pleased with that. These are my sweet potato slips, and I know that I promised you on Facebook for a video of how I went about planting that. My life has just gotten completely crazy here this past few weeks, and it takes a lot of time to do one of these videos. So look for that in the future. I will be planting another one of these planters. It won't have sweet potatoes in it, but they like it here, and as you can see, it's a filtered sunlight that they're getting. They don't get full sunlight except for in the morning. and we'll see how that works. So I watched Deep South Homestead, and they are actually a homesteading couple that live in Mississippi, and he talks a lot about what he's calling the grand solar minimum, and I'm starting to learn more and more about that. And I believe that by keeping my plants out of the direct sunlight is actually helping them to grow in the containers, because even getting only partial sunlight, these plants do wilt down. They wilt down even though by noon the sun is off of them. Today it's been cooler, so I think that's kept the wilting at a minimum, but some days I come out here and it looks like the whole garden has died. A couple of days ago I went to my restaurant surplus store and gathered some more food. I'm going to be doing a video pretty soon letting you know what I did with the food and what kind of foods I got and for what price. Here's a sneak peek at what I'm doing with those vegetables. Even if you can't grow a garden, you can gather food and teach yourself how to preserve it. That's what I'm doing right now, since I'm not at home and can't have a big garden. Well guys, I think that's all I have for today. I just want to give a quick garden tour because it's been a while since I've had a video out, and like I said, my life has just been crazy busy. I promise to try to work a little bit harder on getting those videos out to y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, so when I do get a new video out, you guys will be notified and you can go right straight to the video. I always premiere my videos so that I'm online the minute that they hit YouTube, and I will be able to answer questions or talk to you if you get in on the premiere. But not to worry, you can always go to my YouTube channel and see those videos later on. Till next time, everybody, love and peace to everyone.